All right, we'd like to welcome the 2022 Farmers Insurance Open champion, Luke List. Congratulations, Luke. It's your first victory on the PGA Tour and your 207th start, and it moves you to number 4 in the FedEx Cup. So great start to the year, but halfway through and a little bit through the season. Just your thoughts on today. It was an amazing finish.
Yeah, it's a whirlwind. Still a lot of emotions going through my head, but to get that first win, it's definitely a relief. But I was just really happy with how positive I stayed, and I was fortunate to get in the playoff, and that's kind of all I was really hoping for. And to get in the playoff and then hit the tee shot and not be in a good spot, I just kept telling myself I could birdie from there, and I was able to do that. He hit a great shot, third shot, and Will's a heck of a player, and he's got an amazing career in front of him. And losing a playoff always stinks, but I know he'll have amazing success the rest of his career.
One more before we jump into questions. Just you finished I think it was 8 or 9 groups ahead of the final group. All that waiting around. Talk us through the emotions, what you felt during that period, and kind of what you did.
Like I said, I was just trying to get in a playoff. I mean, there's a lot of good players. John's got Rahm's got amazing history here, and I saw him birdie 17. I'm like, oh, here we go again. He's going to birdie 18, and I didn't see how he parred, but just to dodge a few bullets from those guys, and I played a heck of a round today, so I was really happy with that, regardless of how I finished. And I told that to my caddy that I was really just pleased with the way I hung in there, and to be able to make the playoff, and obviously the outcome is it's what dreams are made of.
Okay, we'll start with Todd in the front, and then we'll go to. Yeah. Oh, you have a mic, Steve. You go.
Just real quick ones. The ages of your children.
Ryan is 3, and Harrison is 7 months.
And it's 2 ends with Ryan.
Yes.
And she's the one that wanted the trophy?
She's been talking about it for a while. I don't know when it first started, but I would leave for the morning whenever I was at a tournament, and she'd say go win a trophy. And then when I was home, or when she was home watching me on TV or whatever, my wife would say oh, Daddy's going to try to win a trophy, and then my wife would follow on the app, and then it snowballed into, oh, Daddy made a bogey or Daddy made a birdie, and it just kids humor, and their minds are so funny. And I think she saw a trophy at RSM in Sea Island. They drove down and saw the trophy and thought there was candy in it. So it just became a funny joke that we used to say that I'd go win a trophy. And this doesn't look like any candy can fit around here, but she was happy that she was, a flower. So she's happy with it.
All right.
And does it feel as good as you thought it would feel?
I'm so pumped that they were here to experience that with me, and tonight to share with that. It means the world to me to have them. I always wanted that first win to happen with them here, with my wife. She's amazing. Chloe's her name, and she's amazing. To have them all here, it's going to be a special memory to have forever. And my daughter loves to run up in my arms anyway, and regardless if I win or not. So just to have that special moment to hug them and to squeeze them and just be happy and share that with them means the world to me.
And last one, what did you do for nearly 2 hours?
Yeah, once I finished and signed my card, I went in and saw them in the player dining and just kind of hung out with them. My wife was feeding our son, and got my daughter a cookie, and we were just hanging out, talking. And then once the final groups got to kind of 15, 16, I started kind of putting and warming up again. And I'm glad I did that. I was kind of, killed some time, and then I got back to kind of focusing. And once it looked like a playoff was, I found something in my swing. I felt really good, just kind of loosening up, or whatever you want to call it. I was hitting balls onto the North Course, and just enjoying the scenery. And this is one of my favorite places. It's hard not to love it here. It's one of my favorite golf courses. It always will be. And just to tell myself, I really believed I could win on this golf course, and it's just amazing that came true.
Todd.
When did the nerves kick in during the nearly 2-hour wait? I mean, did they?
Yeah, I actually handled it pretty well. It's a long time to wait, but there's so much out of your control. And I've said this several times already, but I told my caddy I was happy with the week regardless. The way I fought today, and the way we've made such huge strides in my putting and just certain areas and mentally, and just to have the opportunity. That's all you can ask for. And it was great to play in the playoff, and then to hit that shot. I'll remember that forever. Even though I couldn't really see how close it was, I was glad it was that close. But just having a positive attitude, it's amazing. It's so repetitive and it's so mundane sometimes, but it paid off for me today.
What was your club in?
I'm sorry?
In the playoff, what was your club in?
My club, it was a wedge. So he pulled a great number there too. We were talking about, I was 135, but it cooled off obviously out there when the sun goes down. And living out in California, I know that very well. So I drew back on some experience there, and I mean, it was a good, 12 yards of cool air and hurt off the left. So we even played a 150 shot from 135, and it turned out perfectly.
And then can you just, well, two things. One, was there any discussion in the scoring about, or when you guys went out to the carts, that you didn't have enough light to play a hole?
Oh, I don't think
Either one
so.
of you
I
talk
mean,
about it?
Will's a pretty confident guy anyway, the way he walks and carries himself. So I didn't notice anything. I mean, we definitely wanted to play. Obviously, coming back the next morning, I don't know if we would have tied, if we could have gone another hole. I don't know. Thank goodness we didn't. But I don't think there was any discussion on our end to playing. Yeah, and I don't know what Will said, but as far as I'm concerned, we were both ready to go.
And then you come out, you have to hit a tee shot after all this time. You get this fried egg lie in a bunker right next to his. I mean,
Yeah.
just kind of the whole bizarre nature of the timing in the playoff. Luke,
Yeah.
what was that like?
I told myself if I was going to be in a playoff, I was going to make birdie, and I just kept telling myself that I was warming up, and however it happens, and we did such a good job. I was in a bunker so many times off par fives, and it became a little frustrating, but I did a good job of scrambling for some layup par fives, birdies, and normally when I birdie par fives, I'm hitting up around the green and two, or on the green and two putt or whatever, but I did a good job this week of making some birdies laying up, and I just told myself I've done this all week, who cares, just get out in the fairway and give yourself a shot, and was able to do that, and again, just stayed positive with the lie and was happy with the result.
How hard is it to go this long on tour? You see all these guys winning. You're doing your best. You've had some close calls. How hard is it?
Yeah, you wonder how, if it's going to be your turn. But I truly believe I found something, this last, 6-8 months of golf. And I've worked so hard with my coach, Jamie Mulligan, and I've done all the right things, and I've got an amazing team around me, and everyone supports me. And I think that's what the best players do. They have this great network of team, and everyone pushes each other, and they hold each other accountable. And, I feel like that's just kind of how I set it up for the best success. And, I hired a new putting coach in the off season, and Stephen Sweeney is down in Florida, phenomenal guy. And we got together in December, and he was pretty much expecting me to have the worst stroke ever and yips. And he got down there, he was like, listen, you're doing what you're trying to do really well. It's just not what you should be doing. And he opened up my eyes to the proper technique, and I worked my butt off. And, I think I was strokes gained number one on Thursday, which I hadn't ever been number one in strokes gained putting in a single round. So it just snowballed from there. My confidence grew a little bit. And I missed some short ones, but that happens on these greens. And, to make that putt on 18 and in regulation was great.
Bryce, you got a couple?
Yeah. You mentioned the awareness of John Rahm late, obviously what he's done there. But as you look at the leaderboard throughout the final round, you saw Justin Thomas, Jason Day, Justin Rose, all these names. A lot of multi-time winners, major winners. What was it like to not only survive the day, play your round, but to survive those people being there late?
Yeah, 15 is a tough hole. 16, I felt like, there's a handful of guys that can hit a quality shot in there to close, and I feel like I'm one of them. And, I felt that, just to finish strong, and, 17 wasn't the easiest win for when we played it. So I knew that it's going to be, if someone went out and birdied, 3 or 4 coming in to beat me by 1 or 2, they deserved it. And, Will played a solid round, and it's just tough, to win a golf tournament. I've been through that, and regardless of however many times you've won, you can draw on those experiences, but still, a lot has to go your way. And, I had some good breaks today, and like I said, I couldn't control anything those guys were doing. I thought I did my part enough to hopefully get a playoff, and it worked out in my favor today.
And maybe something about there aren't really first-time winners on this course, Torrey South, and to do that in conditions that when the roughs are, worse than today, it's US Open level. What's it like to play and succeed on this course, one of the tougher ones on the tour?
Yeah, I've said this again. I love this golf course. I always have from the moment I first played it, and something in my heart told me I could win out here, and I really believe that, both courses now suit my game, and if I'm driving it well, and I feel like the missing link was the confidence in the putter, and I've turned a corner there where I believe it's an asset for me instead of a deterrent, and I really believed. I didn't necessarily went into the week thinking I was going to win, but I had a good round Thursday, and momentum was in my favor, and I didn't play great yesterday, but today, I remember last year I had a really good closing round where I think I shot 6 under also, and I just felt like I could go do that again today, and I got off to a good start on the front, and again, a lot has to go right for you to win, and I got lucky today with a lot of things going my way.
Go back to Steve.
Luke, how does it feel to punch your ticket to the Masters for the first time since 2005? And I
Yeah.
apologize, I didn't look it up. How did
That's
you
right.
get in 2005?
I was runner-up in the U.S. Amateur in '04, so this is my first start as a pro, and it's, living in Augusta now the last 4 years, driving past there, I can't tell you how much this means to me. That is a special place, and I might get emotional. Just that's why you work hard. That's why you do these things every day. That's why you travel and away from your family at times. And to tee it up in April in Augusta will be a lot of hard work, but just really special to have my family. And sleep in my own bed will be really cool. And I'm just over the moon about that. That's going to be really fun because that's a place that I really feel like I can play well, and I'm looking forward to going back.
Yes, sir.
Take us through that last approach in the playoff on 18. I mean, you can't see the green, really. You can't see aiming points. It's dim light. It probably messes with your depth perception. How do you hit that shot?
Yeah, luckily I was kind of warming up again as the light progressed down, so my eyes were adjusted. It wasn't like I was coming from outside or anything, or inside. Like I said, I've played a lot of golf in California, and when I lived here, when the sun goes down, it cools off, a good 10 degrees or so, and that's almost 10 yards. So I had a good idea, and we kind of went back, and we had a good number, and I just trusted that it was going to play that long, and I think it landed past with some spin, and that's kind of what you have to do on that approach. And for it to be 6 inches or whatever the number was incredible. Obviously, that's the dream, to have a kick in that you don't have to putt. But I was ready to have a putt to win anyway. So I was really good job with my caddy all week. He's phenomenal, Jeff Willett, and it was just a special week.
When did you realize it was that close? How far up the fairway did you walk?
Pretty close to the pond. I mean, 10, 20 yards. I couldn't tell. I thought it was like a little behind the hole. Then I got closer. I was like, oh, that's good. And my caddy said he thought it was good. So it was, obviously tap in was nice to go ahead and finish that out. And Will had a good putt at it. It's just tough when it's that dark, and that putt from below the hole can go both ways. And like I said, he's a phenomenal player. He's going to win a lot out here.
Thanks.
Just one last one. Oh,
I think it was 135 yards adjusted, and we were playing at almost 148 yards. That was what we were playing it to play with the weather or the conditions. That was a pitching wedge. Yeah. That was a gap wedge in the rough. Yep.
one last one from me, Luke, before we close out. You've mentioned twice tonight you found a little something on that tee on the North Course while you were waiting.
Yeah.
Care to share that, or is that going to remain a secret forever?
Well, I know my tendency with, with nerves or whatever, I feel like I feel it in my legs, mostly like a little lighter in the legs. So then I was just trying to activate my legs and trying to keep my tempo and transition smooth. And that backdrop's amazing. So I was just kind of enjoying that, and my rhythm got really good again. And I didn't think if I hit that bad of a tee shot in 18, actually, and just kind of the wind got a little more than I thought. But, to hit that wedge shot will be special. I'll remember that forever.
Well, you enjoyed the sunrise driving down here for this interview, and I'm sure you'll wake up to the sunrise in the morning, and or the sunset this evening and the sunrise in the morning, and move on with a wonderful career. Great. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I
victory.
appreciate it. Thank you guys for everything. I'm not. No. Home with the family, and then Phoenix and LA. Yeah. Thank you guys.